So here in part two, I'm gonna go over this article and video linked in this article, how the French allegedly, ISIS allegedly was threatening France beforehand. Okay. Now this is by Josh Rogan, who likes to write bullshit articles like I ran back to the militias are getting U.S. weapons. I'm sure I'll be able to find that's bullshit. That's newer than this one that we're looking at. North Korea nukes are scarier than its hacks. North Korea didn't hack. That wasn't North Korea. That's been proven by fucking independent web security experts. Okay. Oh yeah, and North Korea doesn't have nukes. They can barely make a fucking good missile. It's a fucking joke. This is probably bullshit. Kim Jong-un can't take a joke. Bullshit fluff. U.S. may get dragged into Pakistan's new war. I need to look into this one. Canada says Parliament shooter wasn't a lone wolf. That is... there's probably bullshit in that too. I'm sure it's going to turn it into Michael Z. Bibo. It's because he wasn't a lone wolf because he was radicalized from outside or from the internet or whatever, right? We'll see. Oh, more bullshit about Assad. I'm going to make a video soon showing how it was actually thanks to Syrians that I started waking up to how much the news was being faked. Okay, I already knew 9/11 was an inside job. Israel's involvement in it, etc. I did a lot of research back then on that subject. CIA torture report. Bush was kept in the dark for years. My ass. He was openly talking about and defending the torture at the time when he was being accused of it with all the waterboarding crap during his administration's reign. So as you can see here, there's just... this guy's a friggin' retard. Or a paid liar, you know. I mean, Operation Mockingbird, I'm sorry, clearly never ended. And it's only gotten bigger. So anyway, 2 months ago, a group of French members of IS put out a video calling on Muslims to conduct terror attacks on French soil and offering them direct operational support. This morning, their calls were answered. This is from yesterday, obviously, 4:04 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We don't know many of the facts about the attack, including who perpetrated it or why. But we do know that the unidentified gunman who stormed the offices of the French magazine and killed 12 people, including 2 police officers, self-identified as Islamic jihadists, intent on avenging what they saw as disrespect for the Prophet Muhammad. They also displayed military-style training and brandishing of military-grade assault weapons. While several IS Twitter feeds have praised the attack, none so far have taken direct credit for either inspiring it or commanding it. But in mid-November, IS media organs published an 8-minute video narrated in French, showing a group of French IS members currently fighting in the Middle East. Okay, that's right here. This is theratstube.com. So let's look at this a little bit. Oh, they got production quality. The production quality of this stuff is just amazing.
Certes, saisis l'os la plus solide qui ne peut se briser, et Allah est celui qui entend et celui qui sait. Comme vous avez mécrit au Tarout, comme vous avez mécrit à la démocratie et à la loi humaine, en faisant le hijra, aujourd'hui vous mécroyez à ces taharites et à toute cette loi que nous a imposé ces taharites et à tous ces passeports que nous a imposé ces taharites. Nous mécroyons en vous, entre vous et nous, l'inimité là.
Is this readable to you? I mean, if you don't got it on full screen, I'd recommend it.
Sont apparus jusqu'à ce que vous croyez à Allah seul. Vous nous avez opprimés, vous avez combattu notre religion, vous avez insulté notre prophète. Aujourd'hui, nous mécroyons en vous, nous mécroyons en vos passeports. Et vous, si vous venez ici, nous vous combattrons jusqu'au dernier. Wallahu ghalibun ala amrih, walakin akthar an-nas la ya'lamun. Takbir! Takbir!
Okay, in that previous bit, they looked like they were outside, and now, to me, they start looking like they're in front of a green screen.
Okay. Why use Toyota service?
Oh, Christ.
Who's just any babysitter?
I hate news articles that refresh, but I'm trying to keep it open so I can leave a link.
De la part de vos frères qui ont immigré, vos frères français. Qu'attendez-vous? Pourquoi vous n'avez pas encore immigré? Comment osez-vous travailler dans cette terre de mécréance?
What to say about that? To me, it's basically like they're replacing God's will with their will and acting like it's God's will, you know. Allah has opened a door for you to perform the best of deeds and kill people. Okay, if Islam is a Abrahamic religion, okay, it's an extension of Christianity, as Christianity is an extension to Judaism or a replacement to Judaism or whatever. Well, Christ didn't talk about being violent and going to war. He talked about taking up your cross and basically martyring yourself. And, yeah, so these guys are preaching violence. That doesn't seem a logical progression to it, since, yeah, there was a lot of warring in Judaism, you know. But that's just idiotic. Jihad is the path of Allah. So you want to take over every single country. Okay. Well, that's against what Christ taught, and Christ was the Son of God, okay, in the context of the Abrahamic religions. Once again, proving that Islam is not an Abrahamic religion, and I don't mean anything against those who are Islam, you know. I suggest you read the Bible, and you will see the contradictions between Islam and Christianity, okay? They are thick. Now, this next part, he talks about how they strengthen the economy of other countries like France and pay taxes, which they use to fight us and kill our sisters and our women and children. Why the fuck did these people go to France in the first place? Oh, yeah, people in Europe, they were, the governments in Europe were basically trying to bring in immigrants, and, well, what does that cause but internal conflict, okay? Divide and conquer the people, and it helps this rise up. Now that I'm sure at least one of these guys, if not all of them, are intelligence agents. And why do they need the masks here, huh? I mean, these guys don't need masks, but these guys do. And isn't it all hot out in the Middle East? Wouldn't that, I mean, like, if it's like a thin cloth, you know, like some of their robes are and such, you know, that's not so bad, especially when you got sand blowing, you know, from the wind and all. But these look like things people would wear during the winter. That is got to be uncomfortable.
Vous payez des taxes, dont ces taxes sont utilisées pour nous combattre, tuer nos sœurs, nos femmes et nos enfants.
This guy's mad.
Repentez-vous vers votre Seigneur et venez avec nous. Venez nous rejoindre. Il se peut que vienne un jour où les frontières sont fermées. À ce moment-là.
And why will the borders be closed? Because of terrorism, right? That these guys are part of causing, okay? Even though they're just useful idiots, puppets in this. So just keep on perpetrating this thing. I mean, that's a pretty big contradiction there, isn't it? Peaceful means would be much more effective, I would think. This just escalates things. Well, they're controlled by the West anyways.
Plusieurs sœurs ont immigré enceintes à travers les frontières. N'avez-vous pas honte? Le chemin est facile. Aucune.
I'm guessing Hijra is basically going back to the Middle East.
Excuse.
I don't know for sure though.
Ceci est un message pour tous les ennemis de l'islam.
I'm sorry, that just cracks me up. They're trying to make it like a movie or a TV show or some crap.
Pour tous les ennemis de l'islam.
Look at his machete, he's scary.
La France. Les Mujahideen sur toute la planète.
Okay, Mujahadeen. That's who Reagan's, what was it, freedom fighters in Afghanistan were against the Russians back in 1980, headed up by Osama bin Laden. So essentially, they're all really still Mujahideen. Oh, there's all these different factions and stuff, but it's all Mujahideen. And as always, it's been controlled by the West, just like it was by Tim Osman, aka Osama bin Laden, who headed up the Mujahideen back in 1980. Green screen, maybe? I think that's a green screen. It sure looks like it.
Vous ne connaîtrez en aucun cas la sécurité. Et le simple fait d'aller faire vos courses sera pour vous terreur. J'appelle mes frères en France qui n'ont pas fait encore la hijra et qui n'en ont pas les moyens ni la possibilité. Sachez que le combat, à l'heure actuelle, est une obligation
Fard ein, obligatory on all. So he's saying you have to commit jihad.
individuelle.
Fake ass.
L'ordre vous a été donné de combattre le mécréant où que vous le trouviez. Qu'attendez-vous? Qu'attendez-vous? Wallah, il n'y a rien de plus facile que de combattre l'ennemi.
This is what the Western countries want, those people in power, you know, they want this. Then they can up their police powers. They want a complete control grid. How close they are to it is very debatable, but they certainly want a control grid. Then we got the guy that just looks green and like a dumbass, and who can't even look at the camera. And of course, they all have these. Where do they get the production value if they're in a fucking poor country? Oh god, Kufr apparently is what they call France there. I'm gonna skip ahead here because I don't have time to show all this. I only got 15. Of course, the link will be in the description, but this guy just keeps looking down over in this direction. And is that where his script is? I don't know. So, if they're unable to make Hijra, which I'm guessing is moving to France or moving from France to like Iraq and the Middle East and stuff, then operate within France, terrorize them, and do not allow them to sleep due to fear and horror. Oh yes, because all the French citizens, the normal French citizens who just live their daily lives and don't even worry about this crap too much, they're the enemy, right? No, it's the fucking government leaders, okay? The people high up in government create this shit. And then we, the normal people, have to deal with it. It's bullshit. There are weapons and cars available and targets ready to be hit. He's even calling for poisoning of the water right here. Fucking ridiculous. Kill them and spit in their faces and run them over with your cars. Do whatever you are able to do, or do whatever you are able to do in order to humiliate them, for they deserve only this. The people he's talking about hurting didn't do shit. All praise is due to Allah. We the French made Hijra with our families. Okay, so if you're French, why not stand by the French people who have nothing to do with any of this? So that's exactly why this crap is so fake, okay? Their wives and offspring, with the permission of Allah, they will be raised in this land. What's wrong with France? You're French, aren't you? And they end by burning their passports. Whoop-de-doo. So fake. Disingenuous and insanity is another way to put it, you know. I can't believe people would actually be this stupid, no matter who they work for. People should be standing by the people in their nations, and just the normal people around the world, you know. And not their governments, who are not the people.